Today I'm out here in my yard and I figured I'd make a quick video. Everything wrong with my $4,000 LBZ Duramax. Now, right now, these trucks are hard to come by with less than 200,000 miles that are for sale. Most people are trying to sell them when they get 200,000 miles and they're asking 20,000 for them. This one here has 150,000. There's definitely pros and cons to buying a $20,000 one or buying a $4,000 one. You can do some work yourself, you'll save yourself a lot of money. But usually these ones people are asking $20,000 for are actually pretty nice. Starting with the front here, we got a dent in the hood. I can't really... Little nitpicky thing, you got water in the marker light. That's not a huge thing. We got rust on the rocker panels. Now some of these more expensive trucks, and you can see the bottom of the door there too, a little rusty. Some of these more expensive trucks have rust as well, but it's usually not as bad as this. I'll have to replace those rocker panels. This truck, when I bought it, leaked a ton of oil. I made a video about replacing the oil pan, and since then it's stopped leaking. I was able to get it inspected, and I've been able to drive it on the road. No issues so far, other than, like I said, it was leaking, but we fixed that already. That was $200, and like I said, doing it yourself, you can save a lot of money buying one of these cheaper trucks. When I went to get it inspected, they said that the ball joints were gonna need to be replaced in the front, and $20,000, 200,000 mile truck would probably need the same. He also said the U-bolts in the back were getting kind of rusty. Now, I haven't even looked back here. I mean, they just look like U-bolts to me. I'll probably replace them just because he said he thought they might need to be replaced, but honestly I don't think they look that bad as far as rusty U-bolts go. Now the frame is definitely scaly, but I don't think it's rotten anywhere. It's a 2007, so it's 14 years old now, so you expect some rust. Coming to the inside of the truck, seat's all ripped up. It's my dog Bear. He loves going for rides. Seat's all ripped up. I'll have to get a new cushion for it. And it was a construction vehicle, so the steering wheel, somebody probably had some kind of grease or oil or something on their hands that was eating the steering wheel, and that's how you end up like that. But steering wheel's a couple $100. I'll be able to replace that. Seat's only a few hundred for a decent one. This truck is an LT, so it's got some options, like it's got steering wheel controls. Oh, that's another problem with it, is it's got a plow. I mean, that could be a problem, it might not be. This truck's also only a regular cab, not a crew cab. All the injector balance rates are in check. I mean, there's some of them that are not as good as others, but I might try to run some injector cleaner through it, see if that cleans it up at all. It did come with a utility body on it, so that could be good or bad depending on what you wanted to use it for. And this one's not in that bad a shape. I mean, it's a little rusty, but it's definitely something that somebody could still use if they wanted. Might be able to sell that, get some money back. Came with 3 good wheels and tires. There was another problem. One of the rims was a spare there, and the stock size on these trucks is 245, 75, 16, and all the other tires on it were 265, 75, 16, so they were a little bit bigger, the three tires that were on the truck. So I had to swap the back two just so they were both the same. I probably only had to swap the one out to the same size, but I just swapped the back two just so they were the same so I could drive it. Passenger seat's in pretty decent shape. The carpet needs to be replaced. I don't think there's any cleaning the carpet there. I mean, might be able to do something to it, make it not look as bad, but it definitely should be replaced to be nice. Same with the headliner. The headliner's fallen down in places. I'll have to glue that back up or get a new one. I doubt I'll get a new one though. This key thing, the key is all worn out. I have no idea why. It's the only truck I've ever seen like this. Like, you have to like push it down at an angle in order to get it to work. So I mean, there's things that are still good and things that are worn out, but again, the truck was $4,000 and I'll be able to put a little bit of my time and a little bit of money into it, and I have a pretty desirable truck. Most people want the LBZ because it was the last Duramax before they had a DPF filter put on them and you had to do regens. That's why my LML came. Had a that one actually has a DEF tank on it, and you'd have to put DEF fluid in it, and it had a DPF filter they had to do regens with, and those had all kinds of problems. So you can have these trucks were much more reliable with no emissions than the newer ones. Not that the new ones aren't reliable, but it's just something you have to fight with. Some people will probably wonder why I just spent $4,000 on a rusty truck, but I live in New England and they put salt on the roads and it just rots everything out. So as long as the truck passes inspection, it's really not that big of a deal. Overall, it's not a bad truck. I'll just have to put some time and a little bit of money into it to make it nice again. I'm guessing it's gonna be about $5,000 in parts. It might be more, it might be less, depending on what I buy, plus whatever it costs to paint it, and several hours of my time to work on it to make it nice again. But the work is something that I enjoy doing. I don't necessarily enjoy the work while I'm doing it, but the finished product always makes it worth it. I think once I do everything to the truck and make it as nice as I picture in my head, it'll be worth about $15,000, depending on how many miles I put on it. If it stays around $150,000, I think I could get $15,000 for it pretty easily, just because there's not many of them left with that low miles that people are selling. And like I said, most of the time people are asking over $20,000 for them. So I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it or sell it, but for now it's one of the hundreds of projects that I've been doing, and I want to get it done. This was just a quick video that I came up with everything wrong with the truck just because it was so cheap. It's obviously got its problems, but it's not, like I said, I keep saying it, I really don't think it was that bad for the money. Especially if you live in New England, a $4,000 inspectable truck that you could use for work, I mean, with a plow, good luck. Especially being an LBZ, I mean, that just tops it off. I doubt you find anything better than that. There'll be more videos to come, but I'd say that's it for this one. Thanks for watching.